So now we're going to look at this next example. We have what is the solution to 7 over 2, open parentheses, negative 4n minus 6, close parentheses, plus 7 equals 1/3 times 6n minus 282. So first thing we're going to do is going to go ahead and follow our steps. So we have that step number 1, we need to draw a line down the equal sign. All right, so check. Step number 2 is we're going to do the distributive property. So we do the distributive property when we have multiplication, and then of course multiplication is normally represented by parentheses, in which we do have twice. Okay, so we're going to take each of those a step at a time. So we have 7 over 2, that's outside the parentheses, so we are going to multiply that over to the negative 4 and to the negative 6. All right, so let's go ahead and type this into our calculator. So we have 7 divided by 2. Let me check this again. Times negative 4. And we get that it's negative 14. Okay, so then we get negative 14, and because the negative 4 has an n, it's still going to remain an n. All right, now that we multiplied this part, now we're going to go to 7 over 2 times negative 6. Let's go back to our calculator. So 7 divided by 2 times negative 6. And then we get that that's 21. So because we have a negative times a positive, we're going to put minus 21. And then we're just going to drop down to plus 7. All right, now let's look at the next slide. So now we have 1 over 3 in front of the fraction. In front of the parentheses. And we're going to multiply that over. So we have 1/3 times 6. So 1 divided by 3 times 3. Just confirm that. Times 6. And so we get that it is positive 2. And then we have 1 divided by 3 times negative 282. Got it, 1/3 times negative. And negative 282. We get that it is minus 94. Okay, now we can start combining our, we already did the distribution, so we can start combining our like terms on each side. So on the left side here, we see that we have the 14 and the 7 that we can put together. So negative 4, sorry, that was a mistake because the n doesn't have an n. So no, so we're gonna have to do this part here. I'm gonna write this down. We're going to put in our calculators negative 21 plus 7. So, sorry, took one pause there. So we're going to do negative 21 plus 7. So negative 21 plus 7. That's a negative 14. So then that means it's going to be negative 14n minus 14 equals all right, now we're going to have to move one variable to one side of the equal sign. So I personally prefer putting the variables on the left side. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. So I have this 2n over on this side that I need to move over here. So that's a positive 2n. The opposite of a positive is a negative, and then minus 2n. And I'm going to put it directly underneath the 14n because they both have the same letter. So now we go back over here, negative 14, negative 14 minus negative 14 minus 2. That gives us negative 16. Negative so negative 16n minus 14 equals negative 94, and then everything else just comes around. So the negative, right? Negative 94 plus 15, and we get negative 80. I'm going to actually write this over on this side. All right, and then the last step is just to divide both sides by the number in front of the n. So that's negative 80 divided by 16. Negative 80 divided by negative 16 is 5.